Welcome to the finale. 12 lessons, 1 shippable app, Vite React 19, TypeScript 5.6, React Router 7, TanStack Query, Zustand, React Hook Form, Zod, Tailwind 4, all converging into a real cart UI talking to your FastAPI backend. Login hits, token, products stream through useQuery, add to cart fires an optimistic use mutation, and Zustand persists state to local storage. Pydantic on the back end, Zod on the front end, same shape, both ends. One Docker compose up and you ship. This is what a senior 2026 React app looks like. 4 pillars hold this capstone together. First, a project structure that survives growth. API, components, hooks, pages, lib, tests, feature grouped where it matters. Second, routing with React Router 7, where ProtectedLayout from L09 finally wraps the real cart, orders, and profile routes. Third, the 3 flows that prove the stack: log in to JWT, browse with useQuery, check out with optimistic use mutation. And fourth, 1 Docker compose up. NGINX, FastAPI, Postgres, the whole system booting from a single command. Look at the package.json and the whole series reads back to you. React 19 from L04, TypeScript from L01 through L03, React Query from L08, Zustand from L07, React Hook Form, and ZOD from L06, with that same Zod schema mirroring Pydantic on the backend. Vitest, testing library, MSW Playwright, all L11, 12 lessons, 12 libraries, 1 lock file. Nothing here is decorative. And those libraries need a home. 6 folders, each owning exactly 1 concern: API for the Zod schemas and typed client, components for dumb props in JSX out UI, hooks for the smart logic, pages for routes, store for Zustand state, lib for the tiny helpers. Notice what's missing: no utils dumping ground, no 4-level nesting. Flat is debuggable. This is the shape that still makes sense at 50,000 lines. And the store folder gets its first tenant, useCart, built on Zustand. 3 kilobytes, no provider, fully typed through the cart state interface. The persist middleware wraps the whole thing and mirrors it to local storage under the cart storage key. Refresh the page, the cart's still there. Notice the split. Zustand owns client state, TanStack Query owns server state. 2 tools, 0 overlap. With the pieces in place, the capstone collapses into 3 user flows, and every lesson from L00 through L11 shows up in at least one of them. Login wires L06 forms to L09 mutations, Zod validated form, post to token, JWT into auth context, add to cart spans L05, L07, and L08. Use products hydrates the grid, an optimistic mutation fires, Zustand updates instantly, then the cache reconciles. Checkout closes the loop. Cart state becomes a post to orders with the bearer token. FastAPI returns an ID, useCart.clear drains, and we land on the success route. 3 flows green, the stack ships. And once those flows are green, the question becomes, how does anyone else run this? The answer is 1 file, 3 services, frontend, API, DB, each pointing at the multi-stage Docker files we built in L11, wired together by a private network where DB and API resolve as host names. Secrets live in a gitignore env. The Postgres volume survives restarts and depends on Enforce's boot order. Clone the repo, Docker compose up, and the entire stack is live on localhost. With the stack running, let's zoom out to the 6 reflexes that turn this from a working app into a senior grade one. 1 Zod schema mirrored from Pydantic. Backend changes, frontend won't compile. TanStack Query for server data. Zustand for client state. Never mix them. Lazy load every route. Optimistic mutations for that stripe grade feel. 3 Playwright specs on the money paths, not chasing coverage. And the same Docker image from dev to prod, env var's the only difference. Internalize these 6, and you're shipping like a 2026 engineer. Now step back and look at the whole map. Every reflex you just heard traces to a specific lesson. XOD lives in L06, TanStack Query in L08, the Docker image in L11, the protected layout in L09. 4 stages, foundations through professional, each one snapping the next into place. Nothing in this capstone is improvised. It's 12 lessons converging into a single coherent app. With the map in hand, here are the 5 mistakes that turn a clean capstone into a 3 a.m. pager. Schema drift between Pydantic and XOD. Generate the client types from OpenAPI JSON, don't handroll them. Keep server data in TanStack and cart drafts in Zustand. Mixing them means optimistic updates fight the cache. Always check the JWT-XP claim before sending. Never hard-code the API URL. That's what Vite API URL is for. And never ever skip the L11 pipeline. Green ships, red doesn't merge. So here's the plan, 3 milestones. Hour 1, wire the stack. Vite React 19, router 7, auth context from L09, query client from L08, and the new Zustand store. The stack lights up, then build the 3 flows. Login posting to, token, product browse with useQuery, and an optimistic add to cart mutation. Checkout posting to are orders. 2 to 3 hours each. Finally, Docker compose up. 1 command, 3 containers, real cart talking to real FastAPI talking to real Postgres. That's your capstone. Ship it. And that's the series. 12 lessons, 12 libraries, 1 full-stack TypeScript app. Foundations, daily, advanced, professional, and now you, the GRAD. Commit it, push it, put it in your portfolio. This L00 to L12 stack is your senior 2026 baseline. From here, scale up with Next.js and RSC, specialize in Perf or A11y, or extend into WebSockets and React Native. Ship more. Read code. Stay curious.